We're going to create a minimal Flet application that connects to FastAPI. I'm using UV. I'm going to init a new project. I'm going to use Python 3.12. I'm going to call my project maybe Fast Flet for FastAPI and Flet. Initialize the project. I'm going to change into the project, and now I'm going to make a directory for app. I'm going to call up cursor, or any editor will do. I'm using Flet 0.7 alpha. A newer version might be out by the time you see the video, so you should probably check to see what is the newest version. But I'm going to add Flet all greater than or equal to 0.70.0.0.dev0, which will grab the latest version of this Flet 7.07, and we'll go pre-release equals allow for UV, and it'll install it. In API, create a new file called, in app, create a new file called api.py. We'll make sure that we have the correct virtual environment selected. From FastAPI, import FastAPI, which does ship with Flet. That's why we have it in here. We'll create a new function to register the routes, and it'll accept an app, which will be the FastAPI app, which will instantiate in main. We'll use a decorator from FastAPI for get, and we'll set the endpoint or the route to health. So we'll check the health of the app. We'll have one of the mini routes will be the health route, and it will return JSON, which will be status OK, which means that it's healthy. At the top of the main.py, we'll add the FastAPI. From FastAPI, we will import FastAPI again, because we're going to instantiate the FastAPI app in here. We'll import from app.api, we will import the register routes, which we have. We'll instantiate the FastAPI app, FastAPI. So now we have this app that we can pass to the register routes that we created in the other file. It's right there. We just created it right here, the name of the function. Main, we will, so if it's main, we're going to first import Uvicorn to get something started here. Uvicorn, and then we're going to run Uvicorn. Uvicorn.run. Oops. App host equals 0.0.0.0, which is the local host, and we'll set the port to be 8550, which is a number or integer. Okay, before we start it up, we'll check the API. I have an extra D in there. Now I will use, I'll run Python main.py. It says that it started on port 8550. I'll do command click on that specific port. Take a web browser, you go localhost 8550 API /API/health, you'll get the status message. And if you wanted to test it, you could say, as a joke, pretty good. Then restart the server, and then you go back to the endpoint, will be pretty good, but which is not a good status message. This is a joke here, but we want it to be okay whenever it hits that endpoint, and we'll just keep it as okay. We're going to connect Flet now. App folder, I'll create UI.py, and in the, I'll kill the server with Control C, and within here we'll start by importing Flet. Import Flet as FT. We'll create a def build UI, which will accept a page, which will have the FT page, and we'll have a main message, which will be a Flet piece of text. So Flet plus FastAPI demo. Add the page. Main message. We'll go back to main.py. So after the register routes, we have to get the Flet app working. So we'll first build the UI. Just import Flet as FT. We'll set up a Flet app, and just import Flet.FastAPI. Flet.FastAPI.app, which will main, and before main will be none. Then we're going to mount the app. And it will route the Flet app as the main route here. Okay, let's see where we are. It's running. Health still works. If I go to localhost 8550, we have our Flet little demo right there, which is pretty hard to read, so we'll increase the size. Now we have our main message big. So in the UI, let's add a button. So we'll create a health button first. ft.button, and we'll have it be get health, and on click we'll have it run a, which will be dummy initially, get health, and we'll just have it be pass for now. So now we can run this thing. We'll use a lambda. We're going to use something like page.run thread get health. Right now it's dummy, nothing will happen. And in the, okay, there's nothing happening right now, but let's add the button in. Health button, we'll save it. And do I need to restart it? Okay, I'll restart it. We have our little health button. Let's hook it up. Need to add the request package in uv add requests, and we'll use a response request. Response equals requests dot get HTTP, which we have up here. Which is the endpoint we're using from FastAPI, and we'll receive the data response, and we'll convert it to JSON, and we'll set up a main message. We'll set the value. We'll use an F string in Python, health status, data, and we'll pull out the status here. And then we will update the page. Import request here. And so this request is from the package that we just installed. Okay, Control C. I will need to save it or restart it. Okay, refresh it. Very good. In this short tutorial, we have a UI component in Flet. We have a API server in FastAPI. We have a main.py file, which first instantiates the FastAPI app. It sets up the route for the FastAPI app. It sets up the Flet app, and then the FastAPI server will mount en route the Flet app to serve it up, and then we make it accessible with Uvicorn. In the next video, we'll be adding more functionality to our simple application.